You know, One Came Home it comes from a true story from my family. My uncle was killed in the Second World War, and a while after he was killed, my grandmother found a man who had been with him when he was in Holland in 1945, and she began a correspondence with him, and they corresponded for some time. So it was all based on a true story. It's a heartbreaking story. Any parent and a sibling who loses, you know, someone, especially, you know, in a war where someone's killed, you know, overseas and buried there, they don't have the finality, they don't have the closure of getting to bury that person. And I just thought it was a heartbreaking story, but that doesn't necessarily make a good film. I thought what made a good film was the twist there, where someone is trying to scam them into thinking that he was actually, you know, with my uncle when he was killed. That, to me, opened up a world of possibilities. I think maybe where we differ a little bit from a lot of the films that are shot around here is that we really worked with the cast on their characters. We did a month of table reads where everybody just sat around a table and we read the script. And sometimes we'd read it all the way through twice in an evening. And then before we started shooting, about 3 weeks before we started shooting, we started with fairly intensive rehearsals, and we had actors getting together and working out those roles. And I just really feel like, and so many of the actors told me that they felt like that they were very prepared, they were well prepared for presenting their character on screen. They weren't sitting there worrying about their lines. They knew their lines, they knew who they were. So I think maybe at a very deeper level, we did, you know, a good job on the front end by rehearsing a lot and by talking to people about who their character was. I had such confidence in all the actors. I just had the ultimate confidence in all the actors. I knew that as a group, they were good to begin with. And then I think the group dynamic, as we did the table reads and as we did rehearsals, they just kept getting better and better and better. So I think each one of the actors lifted the other actors a little bit, and everybody just did an incredible job. We got great performances out of our actors. You know, the people behind the camera, our crew, did such a phenomenal job. We had a small crew, and so everybody was responsible for, you know, their area and really helping out in other areas too. But it really takes that perfect balance between art and technology to have a great crew. You want people who know their jobs well. You want a great sound man, you want a great lighting director, you want a great DP, you know, a great digital technician. And we had all those people, but also I think each one of those people had a great sensibility about the story we were telling, and everybody seemed to really buy into the story that we were telling, and everybody seemed to have a very personal stake in what we were trying to create out of thin air, basically. I do have very high expectations for this film. I think it's a very solid story. You know, I believe in the story. I believe in the way that we captured this story, and I think that once it's edited and scored and color correction and all those things that you have to do, I think it's going to be a beautiful film. I think it's going to be, it has a very universal theme. It's a theme of redemption. It is at the kind of the heart and the core of the human experience. And I think just the strength of a good story will take you a long way. So my expectation is that we will get a distribution deal. It'll probably be a regional distribution deal, but it will be in the theaters, maybe, you know, for a week or a 2-week run in the theaters. And I hope lots of people will see this. I'm not doing this for me. I've already thought the story and I've already seen the story. I want people to see this film.